because that's embarrassing for a woman. Cheating is not right.
No, it's not.
You're not supposed to do it, period.
No, you're not.
But it's how they do it. And the thing for me is disrespect for cheating. You keep making a laughing stock out of her. That's a lot to take for a woman, and a woman of her caliber.
Well, no, that was Melly's issue. Why you keep talking to the same? I'm like, God damn, what, you want me to go mess with 20 women? No, I don't. That ain't me. No.
Oh,
that was her issue. He's talking to the same person. No.
He talked to multiple.
No. Why?
Martell has slept with multiple people in this marriage. Let's be clear.
Stop lying.
It's not a lie.
Damn. Get tired of you lying so much. You victim.
Oh, whoa.
Stop being the victim all the time.
Oh,
it gets on my nerves.
So everybody just heard everything Martell said.
No, because
I'm playing the victim.
I wish one day people would see the person that you really are. You throw all the damn stones and hide your hands and be the victim. Because when we start going through stuff, I told you what you weren't doing in the marriage.
Okay.
And then you didn't fulfill that. And then, I stepped out because you weren't taking care of me.
Okay.
And then somebody started taking care of me, and now I'm like, I like this, what I went to. And then you still disrespecting me. You still not being the person that I want you to be. This other person I'm talking to, she satisfying me.
I'm tired of hearing you saying that. Know that. I'm tired of hearing you say that. Look at the truth. You would have been gone and asked for a divorce a long time ago. So don't sit here and act like that's the truth.
Still, I love the hell out of you. You know what I'm saying? I do. I wish this never happened. I miss us. I wish this was all a dream. I wish I was gonna wake up and...
You didn't tell me that.
Not all of it, Mel. I mean, I know you hurt, and I'm hurt going through things. Like me doing all that stupid stuff, it's like I never wanted this to be us.
What did you think it would be?
Because we had everything that we wanted. Everything was right. Everything was right.
Well, today is a different day, honey. Miss Melody SHARI is on to bigger and better things. Melody, honey, has finally decided to move on from that narcissistic abuse, that gaslighting, the hook-headed love to do, honey, the lying and the triangulating, honey, with the ooga booga, honey, okay, from the first floor, okay. But anyways, guys, I am back. It's your girl, brand new, and honey, I am back in the building. And this time, honey, I am back to talk about Miss Melody SHARI. She did an interview where she talked about the power of solitude, and you know, she is in a very peaceful place in her life. So, honey, I'm going to play that audio, and Miss Robinson will be in and out, honey, with her commentary.
Everyone, I wanted to talk to you about the power of solitude because the last time we chatted, I think like a few months ago, we were talking about going through your own healing journey and being able to just enjoy your alone time more than any time. So I thought it would be a good time to really talk about the evolution of Melody, but also like, where are you right now in your life? When I think about how we met you, which was like 5 years ago, I think, I want to say.
Almost, yeah, 2018.
5 years ago, you got married really young when you were like 22 or 23, had kids really young, and were building this life with your ex-partner at this moment. And like, you had a vision for your life, and then when everything just kind of went sideways, you had to reimagine a lot of your life. Yeah. And when I think about, and I work with a lot of women who have to reimagine a lot of their lives all over again, you have to self-identify, like, who am I, what do I want? So before we start talking about like where you are right now, like, what was that journey for you when you had to rebuild who Melody is, or relearn who you were?
Yeah. So actually it was a little tough. And it was a little tough because I was so used to having people around me. So me going into a space where I made the decision to spend time alone, right? So that I could heal, so that I could relearn me, so that I could re-love me, right? Mm-hmm. It was tough. new for me. I've told many people many times, the past year I've spent more time alone than I have my whole life. Because growing up, I was always doing something. I was always involved in things in school, in the community. So I'm used to being around people.
Y'all hear that? I was used to doing. See, I told y'all, I've always felt like that was one of her issues. Now, don't get me wrong. I think that Melody SHARI does a lot of wonderful things as far as her being an actress, as far as her, even being on Love and Marriage Huntsville and being a reality star, her music. She has her own production company and, she's producing shows with that. So, and all of that is wonderful, but it really is stillness that gives you peace of mind. And stillness also helps you to go places in your mind without moving, without doing something. Because I think we as people, we are definitely caught up with doing. I need to do this, I need to do that, and I need to do and do and do. And I know from my own journey of just sitting back, I have learned so much that doing could have never fixed, right? Just by me being still, me being quiet, me being to myself, I have realized certain things about my life that, when I was ripping and running, and don't get me wrong, I still have to, rip and run because I do work outside the home. But I don't know, it was something about just kind of cutting everybody off and just being to myself. It just really made me clear on my priorities in life and just how I want to go about doing things in the future as far as being social, romantic relationships. Like she says, it's a process. You are relearning yourself, and you are loving yourself, right? Loving the new person that you are, because every year you change. And life is all about growth and evolution. It's not about staying at the same place, hanging with the same people, doing the same things. It's not about that. It's all about change. That's one thing that, life won't ever stop giving any of us is change. That we can always expect that, right? So, I love the work that Melody is doing because I really do see a change within her. I do.
But the past year, I literally made myself sit still and made myself just get to know me again, have the moments that I needed to have so that I could be and show up healed, together, and the best version of me. And I wanted that to be real, right? I wanted it to be real. I wanted it to be where I actually, was in life. And so when y'all see me and you see me happy and smiling and enjoying, it's because that's really where I am. And being true to myself is what helps me sleep good at night. I don't have to, pretend or come up with something that I would think the public wants me to be. I'm literally being true to myself every day with every decision that I make, whether that is me in a business suit and y'all see me walking to go speak somewhere, or you see me in a piece of lingerie jamming to my song. Like, all of that's me, and I'm being true to who I am. And you may see me at the park with my kids the next day,
All of that, you guys, that is amazing. But you know what that made me think of? That made me think of like when they first started the show. Y'all remember how Melody would dress? Kind of like an office lady. Like, she has really came into her own. And I really feel that when this show first started, Melody was all about image. And image is external, right? It's all about how things look on the outside. You know, I am a wife, I got the husband, I got the kids, I got the career, you know, I have multiple streams of income. You know, so to me, it just feels really good to hear her do her internal work instead of trying to put on a facade, an external facade for the public to buy, right? Because that's what it really was giving, especially those first couple of seasons. Put your comments, guys, in the comment section if you agree or, you know, disagree with what I'm saying. Let me know how you feel.
And so me showing up for me took me spending time with myself.
So what was that pivotal moment in your life when you said, like, in order for me to elevate, I need to let go of certain aspects of my life that no longer work for me? Was there a moment or moments when you just had to take a pause?
So I believe in pauses. I think pauses are very healthy. I think they're very healthy and very necessary. For me, I think that when I realized that I was still easily triggered, that was a sign for me to say, okay, you got some more work to do. So let's get to work then, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I didn't want to be in a place where I was easily triggered or where I couldn't control my emotions. Now I'm so nonchalant, girl. Let me tell you, I can be walking and there can be people standing right there trying to get my attention. I'll just keep on walking by and like don't see them and don't think nothing about it. But I worked to get there, you know, and I made the conscious decision that I wanted to be in a place where I wasn't easily triggered.
So to me, that sounds like a lot of self-awareness, right? In order to start any healing journey that you're going to go through, you have to start with self-awareness. So how was it being faced with your emotions? Because triggering, like, is an ability to control how someone, like, affects you, right? Because you just never know how you're going to be triggered, any words that are being used. How was it for you truly facing the emotions, and I call them, like, the ugly emotions, because that's how the society has told us so how was that for you?
So sometimes you think that you are that you're farther along than you really are. You know, like you think like I'm good, shoot. But it's not until you're put in certain situations when you're really tested when you realize or know for a fact if you're really good or not, right? And so for me, being put, especially, you know, working with the people that I work with by way of Love and Marriage Huntsville, being put in certain situations and realizing that I'm still affected because I'm responding or because, you know, I'm ready to go to war with you with words back and forth, we can do it. That showed me that I still had some growing to do and I had some work to do. And, you know, it's one of those things where when you get to a place where you are determined to be in purpose, right? When you are determined to literally be working for the better good of people, right? There are so many women who look to me for inspiration, who look to me for motivation even at times, you know? It's important for me to really be what it is that I'm putting out there. Like, I'm not a person who can make certain posts every day, but live in a totally different way. I just can't do it.
So what was it like reintroducing your best self, or the best version of yourself, with people who knew the old version of you? Like, how was that for you?
So for the people who have my best interest at heart, it's great. You know what I'm saying? Like, they love to see me, especially if they were present during the times that I wasn't at peace. They're loving to see me in this new place and new space of peace, right? And calmness and just enjoying and living life. For the people who would rather you stay in the mud and get down in the mud with them, I don't think they know how to receive this person. You know, I think it throws their vibe off some. Like, I don't think they know how to handle it, but that's not my concern. That's not for me to figure out. I'm going to continue to be me and focus on myself. And I think that if people focused on themselves, right, then the world would be a better place.
Yes, it would be, honey. Like Letitia, honey. Okay, Letitia need to be doing this work, but you guys, Tisha is a coward. You know, she's Miss Codependent. She ain't got her own brain. She is a Libra, right? Dark-sided Libra. And she is very much so attached to being partnered in a marriage with a man that doesn't give a damn if she's coming or going. He doesn't care about her feelings, right? She has to beg him to let her have feelings and emotions, which is a big crock of bullshiggity. But yeah, I just go back to the things that Tisha said about Melody in that confessional, and I just feel so disgusted because I have told you all for the longest that that woman was jealous of Melody. And I told y'all that people like Letitia, they be jealous of you because it's like you are doing things that they don't even have the courage to do. Like Letitia could never leave Marceau and work on herself and do what's best for her. And I think she would come across a lot better to the audience. I think she would love herself more and be more genuine and actually be more happy and stop looking for Marceau to make you happy, right? Because you need to function for yourself and be happy within yourself instead of looking at your partner to make you whole. Okay, because Tisha definitely feels like, oh, I'm in my marriage and it's still going on, so it must be so successful and so great. Girl, no.
To do a lot of self-reflection, self-healing, which included me spending a lot of time with myself, by myself. Whenever you are just like going through the motions of everyday kind of stuff, you're just doing and you're just going and you're not giving yourself the opportunity to spend time with yourself, to really sit back and think and then feel those emotions that you need to feel, let it out, you know, do whatever needs to be done.
I hope that having this alone time has brought Mel the peace that she's looking for. I don't know. Mel is good at portraying what she wants you to see. So you never know what the real truth is. And sometimes she's so good at portraying things that she fools herself a lot.
Talking about just regrouping, growth, it just requires you to really be in a space where you're spending a lot of time by yourself. More than any time, right? A lot of people confuse being alone with lonely.
Right.
So, like, what advice would you give for people who are going through the journey of wanting to spend time with themselves, but don't necessarily know how to, like, recenter with themselves?
Yeah, let me tell you. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. I'm so excited. Okay, so let me tell you some of the things that I have been enjoying doing. So, like, for example, last week, I left my house for maybe 3 times only. I think I went to drop some products off. I don't know, 2 other little times. Quick out, back in, right? And I was not lonely at any point. I didn't even turn the TV on the whole week, but I was in this house, right? So I have just mastered enjoying me and spending time with me. I go out of the country by myself, and I'd never done that before. Rarely traveled by myself because I got married at 22.
Yeah.
So I always had a husband pretty much, right? So,
Girl, you didn't have a husband, honey. You had a pair of pants, honey. Okay, shout out to my grandmother, Miss Rosie Nell. Okay, Grandma would tell you in a minute, honey, you ain't got a man, you got a pair of pants. That man ain't about shit.
Traveling by myself, going out of the country by myself, doing things for me that make me feel good. Whether that's I hit my massage therapist up and they come over, set up, give me a massage. Just learning how to enjoy me and do my thing without needing another person to validate or to make me want to do something for myself. Mastering self-love. Mastering self-love is where it's at. When you get to a point where you've mastered self-love, you all, if someone comes along to add and pour into you, that's what's up. But you don't have to have it because you are mastering loving yourself.
That's right.
What does mastering self-love look like? Because, and I want you to talk, and I'm asking you this question because there's so many people that relate to experience, and people are seeing a lot of the changes that you have put in, the work that you have put in to get to the space you are. And sometimes we tend to forget, like, the journey you went through to get to the space that you are. So
self-love was putting myself first, putting my feelings and emotions first, no longer being okay with being manipulated, no longer being okay with being lied to, understanding that I am valuable. I have the value, you know what I'm saying? And the value, I will say this, a lot of times we teach people how to treat us, okay? So we teach people to respect us or not, right? And so then when you're mastering self-love, you got to take a moment to look and reflect and look at yourself and say, okay, so how did I teach this person that they don't have to respect me or that they don't have to value me? Like, what did I do? How was I moving that made them think she the shit, but she don't even know she the shit? So
that's right. I'm glad she said that. I know some of y'all rolling your eyes, sucking your damn teeth, but I love everything she's saying. I hear and feel the growth, honey. Ooh, child. Just stop what you doing, honey, and give Melody SHARI a big old nasty hand clap, honey. Okay? Because, yeah, when she was taking him back all them times, I just feel like that sent out, the wrong message to him. Like, oh, I could take her for granted. But see, like I said before, she didn't know, like many of us, that she was dealing with a narcissist, that she was dealing with somebody with a personality disorder that's selfish, that's all about, what they care about, don't give a damn about their wife and, her feelings, her emotional health. I am just so happy that she is able to reflect and look at the part that she played. Not necessarily she deserved, right, any of the abuse he put her through. But sometimes as women, and I've been there myself, giving a person chance after chance, because as women, we love, right? We love our men, we love hard. People are not perfect, right? So, you want to make your family work with somebody. She had 3+ kids with him. So those, are some good reasons to try to stay and, make a family work. But you have to recognize what the marriage or relationship is doing to you, because you are, one of the stars in her situation, honey, the only star on the team in their marriage. Okay. Like, you are the most important person. And if you are not being poured into, if he is not being an emotional soft place to land for you, then you can't, be that for your children. You can't really go out into the community and speak to women, the way that she was, and it really be effective, because truly you're not living the life. Do you see what I'm saying? I think that Melody is now at the point where the outside work that she's doing, helping other women and being, positive and a motivating force for them to do better in their relationships and marriages. Now it's like that inside work matches, the outside work, right? And now she has integrity. And then true integrity is when your outside and your inside, it matches up and you become one person, not one person pretending to be 10 different people, right?
Let me go do this, and this, and this, right? Don't mean just being real. She don't know it though, because if she knew it, she wouldn't be this. She wouldn't be allowing this or doing this or continuously forgiving this. So you got to look at all of that, which I've done. It's a lot of work. Let me say that. It's a lot of work. But you have to look at all of that. And then once you start, and that's the ugly part of it, right? Because we never want to look at ourselves and say, okay, what could I have done differently? Or how did I contribute? How did I contribute? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's the ugly side. But you have to do that in order to really get to a place where you remove those things. Once you see that that's not how you need to be, you remove those things and start mastering how you should love you and how someone else should love you. And it takes time.
Yeah.
It takes time, and believe it or not, it takes a lot of alone time. Because when you got so much going on, people around you all the time, you're always doing stuff. Let's be real. You really don't get time to think. You really don't get time to sit back and really go within and check yourself and see what's good, what ain't, what I need to work on, where I need to grow. Society has had us in a place for a long time where we're always busy, where we're always on the move. We work in 2 and 3 jobs just to keep a roof over our heads, right? All of that. So we don't even get time to sit with ourselves. You have to.
My girl is preaching. I told child, y'all don't know how proud I am. She is just preaching a word right now, guys. Oh my God, I love me some Melody SHARI, honey. Yes, she is getting it. It's not on the grind male. Like, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And yeah, we're proud of that. That's good. But it starts from the inside, right? Whatever I was trying to tell y'all in one of my old videos where we was kind of disagreeing because y'all was like, but she just need to be on her grind and this is her opportunity now. And of course, all of that is true. But in order to keep the outside stuff going, you have to master being alone and just sitting back and taking everything in. This girl is getting it.
Intentional. You have to be intentional when it comes to that, and your mental health depends on it, right? Your mental health depends on it, and you got to be intentional with that thing. You have to.
I call the distraction that we are currently in, whether you're on social media, whether you're continuously seeking out connection with people, unnecessary connection, it's avoidance. It shows up in avoidance because you're avoiding to truly face yourself and whatever you have to work through. Yeah. And that's why a lot of people are afraid to be alone, because when you're alone, you're faced with your own thoughts. You can't run away from that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Like I said, it was interesting. It was tough at times, but I wouldn't change it for anything in the world. I know that I am a better, stronger, healed woman than I was a year ago.
Yeah, you talk about the customized healing journey that you were in, and a lot of times we tend to compare our journey with other people's journey, and it's never a good point. I think we can learn from others, but I don't think it's really fair to.
It's not going to be exactly the same. It's not. You can pull little pieces from here, there, but still your healing journey is going to be different because your trauma was different.
Speak on it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you talked about earlier, to me sounds like accountability, right? You said asking yourself, how did I show up in these spaces?
Yeah.
So taking account of how did accountability show up for you in your personal life when you're going through this healing journey?
So again, back to teaching someone how to treat you. If I had walked away the first time that I was disrespected in my marriage, had I walked away then, probably, maybe, who knows, I don't know, but, years from whenever that time happened, 2017, you just never know, you know what I'm saying? You literally have to teach people how to respect you. Mm-hmm. But instead, I did what a lot of women tend to do, that was the first time I, heard of, experienced the whole infidelity thing in my marriage, and so it was just like, okay, and of course, men do what they do. Oh, I'm sorry, my family, right? But looking back at it now, I know that I wouldn't dare move in the future. I wouldn't dare move how I move at 22. It wouldn't.
What would you tell the Melody from 5 years ago?
Ooh, I would probably tell her, you are stronger than you think you are. You are stronger than you think you are. And I literally, another thing that I did in my, quiet time was I thought about all of the Black women before me. All of my ancestors and what they've gone through, what they've experienced, and how they had strength. You know what I'm saying? They made it through some of the toughest things that are unimaginable, right? And I began to pull from that strength of them because I felt like, you know what? If they were able to go through all of that and still show up, then I'd be damned if I ain't about to show up. And so that's kind of the mind state that I moved into, So yeah, you are stronger than you think you are.
I know we usually don't give ourselves credit, especially when we're in the trenches of it.
For sure.
So, in this space that you are in right now, where you are appreciating your alone time, where you're setting boundaries, when you're eliminating.
I ain't even gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. It's fun. It's fun. I'm not gonna lie. I be loving it.
Do you feel like you've been missing out knowing what you know now, like with everything, like being able?
Child, Melody is like, honey, I love it here, honey. Okay, don't you threaten me with a good time, honey. Okay, because I'm living my best life by myself. Okay, self-love is the best love. It really is.
Because you're enjoying your own company, like.
Yeah, I think it's so great.
And I can see the joy in your face when you talk about it. Like, you have to talk about it so many different ways. And because it's self-love. At the end of the day, it's self-love, self-acceptance, and self-validation. And you're not seeking all that stuff out from others.
No.
And really quickly, as far as the kids that they have, and they have some beautiful, amazing kids. But one question I wish interviewers would ask Melody is, would you have had so many children with him, like if you knew what you knew now, because I just look at, she has 4 kids. He's a narcissist. We have seen, you guys, what he does with those children, which is he sees them as extensions of himself. Like, every child that you have with a narcissist, it's like it makes your tie to him that much stronger, because it's like, oh, well, now, not only will I control you in the marriage, but if we break up, I got these kids with you. And y'all have seen how he has tried to punish her and disrespect her, got her going back and forth to court over custody of the kids. Do you see what I'm saying? That's a whole nother smack in the face. And I know from dealing with who I dealt with, and I'll never forget, he told me, yeah, you always go be my woman because because we got this baby together. And I remember thinking in my head, like, somebody done told you wrong. Okay, the one I was with actually touched my butt. I remember one time I went to pick my daughter up, and I had a boyfriend at the time. He didn't care because he was operating from that ideology that, you belong to me, you mine, and, you stuck with me forever. And, they really try to manipulate you. And I haven't heard from my child's father, because I cut him off in every way possible. We ain't heard from him since about, I think it was it 2014? Yeah. Yeah, you got to cut them narcissists off, honey.
Oh, not at all. And that's the other thing, too. Like the level of freedom, when you get to that place and space where it's like you literally are moving to the beat of your own drum. It doesn't matter what anybody thinks, what they, because everybody, I'm in the spotlight. People have opinions about everything, But when you get to that point where you are so spiritually in tune with your creator that what anybody else says doesn't matter, because God will let me know what I need to change change or what I shouldn't be doing or should be doing. That's something within that nobody can take from me. So all the little outside noise about stuff, I really don't care. It doesn't matter. As long as I know right here, what I got going on right here between me and him, I'm good. Nothing else matters. And I am, so I will say this, there was a situation at the reunion where a comment was made, and hopefully y'all will see it. A comment was made, was like, Melody never takes accountability. Name one time that you've ever seen her take any accountability. Name one time. And so, later in the whole process, I shared, I was asked a question, and I shared a statement about how I had reached out to two individuals, and I reached out to them and apologized to them because I had chosen sides when I'd known them longer, and that wasn't okay. And that wasn't right, because they'd always been good people to me, right? And so I say that when I'm in my space and God is able to speak to me and show me me, because can't nobody show you but you and God, right? So shows me me, I have no problem taking accountability, apologizing if that's what I need to do, right? But I'm also not going to sit here and take accountability for something that you think I should say is not true because you don't want it to be true. I'm not going to
right.
You can't say I'm not being accountable because I won't lie. You know?
Right.
And I wonder who said that at that reunion. Was it Tisha? Because we know she is the hater, honey. She is straight from Haterville. Or maybe it was Destiny. I don't know, honey.
But, I will say that in my quiet time and in my me time and in my God time, that, God lets me know when I'm wrong, when I'm out of order, and I don't mind apologizing when that and correct whatever needs to be corrected when that happens. But that don't mean it's going to be what you want or what you thought I should apologize for, because sometimes people want you to apologize for stuff that's facts, and I ain't about to say that it ain't true.
That's right.
I always say that I think when you're healed or you are in tune with yourself, you can tell when someone is projecting versus when there's a true, when they're speaking from a hurt place or their own experience versus like the actual thing, whatever that needs to be apologized for.
Absolutely. Can we talk some more about the long time? So let me tell you, girl. Ooh,
let's talk about it.
Here, y'all better enjoy y'all's alone time, honey. By the wine, like this is every blue moon, like hardly ever. But if you like wine, right? Pour you a glass of wine, girl. Let me tell you, wash up your bed sheets and stuff, have them smelling good, straight out the dryer, warm. Sit up in that bed with your glass of wine, honey.
Do y'all hear how she's talking and how she's present? Like, you are present when you are able to enjoy the sounds of the rain. You're not doing anything, but you're just listening with your ears. You are present when you put that roast, potatoes, onions, and all of that in that crock pot, and you are smelling it, and you like, ooh, dinner is about to be good. You are present. You are present when you listening to that Lifetime movie play out and you watching it. That's being present. That's being still. It's like in those moments. Because like when you are ripping and running and you always around people, you begin to get distracted. You get away from your own thoughts, your own beliefs. You become more external. Okay? So that's what I was talking to y'all about for so long, and I'm just so happy that, she gets it. It's like, wow, okay, this is the Melody that I've been wanting to know. Not, oh, I'm ripping and running, girl, I got that song out, and girl, I'm over here, and all of that is good. But who are you when you just at home and the TV is not on, the radio is not on? Like, what are you and the kids doing? How do you feel today? Like, that is the Melody that, I wanted to see. And she, and this interviewer did a really good job of capturing that.
Sit up even when it's just me, because I deserve a home cooked meal too. You know, so just all of that little stuff, man. Like we put our lives surrounded around other people so much.
Yep. I think when you start asking yourself, like, why am I doing what I'm doing? So before, like you said, I'm cooking because my husband needs to eat. I'm cooking, or I'm showing up places because that's what's required of me. And you tend to forget, like, what is it that I want? What is it that I need? And that's what alone time is. Sounds like being able to reconnect with, like, what Melody is needing and wanting in that moment. Can you speak a little bit about, because everyone is talking about, like, how I saw a comment that said, like, I'm uncomfortable being alone. Like, how do I start? Like, what is that starting point?
So your starting point may just be not a week. You may just have to do a day, right? A day where it's just you by yourself. Go get you a room, sit up in there, have room service. If they have a spa, go to the spa, honey, get that massage, whatever. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I really don't like getting my nails and toes done, because that's like this time I can do something else with. But you know, I have to do it because I gotta stay together. But I don't like doing that, so I ain't gonna say do that. Get your massage.
Girl, me and Melody is the same, honey. Okay. Like, to me, they be taking way too long at the nail salon. Okay. I'm a press-on girl. Get that super glue and put that shit on there. Put some water on that shit and let's get on about it, honey. I'm with her. I love massage chairs. That is my guilty pleasure. What is your guilty pleasure, guys, with your self-care?
One day at a time. Like I said, now for me, a whole week, like I think left out my house maybe 3 times last week, and it was for very short periods of time, and I couldn't wait to get back home. Like I remember driving, feeling like, oh, I'm ready to get home. I just want to get back home.
Yeah.
So I love being in my space, and you know, it's peaceful, man. It's so peaceful.
It is
so peaceful.
And your discovery and getting comfortable being alone time and in your own thoughts, did you forgive yourself? Did you have a conversation about self-forgiveness? Did that show up?
Oh, absolutely. I had to forgive myself for, not putting myself first, for not loving me enough. So I had to forgive myself. And that's the thing. When you go through certain things as women, it's easy for you to begin to blame yourself. It was me, it was my fault, I should have did, maybe I could have done, maybe I should have done, you know what I'm saying? So you have to forgive self in order to truly move forward, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, for me, I can't help but keep it 100 and be true to me. So it wasn't no faking moving forward for me. There was no, I can't fake healing. I had to really do the work. Yeah.
So how is, because I'm thinking about the way the show is even like evolving, right?
Yeah.
A lot of the feedback has been just the change of the tone of the show, how it started versus like how it's going. And I was listening to Carlos's podcast not too long ago, and he had mentioned that he's really interested in taking it back to the original concept, being able to talk about the business and the positive aspect of all the work that you all do. So how does the show align with the direction that you're building your life and how you're setting the tone for where you want to be? Like,
that's a really good question.
In the current moment, no, because in the current moment, no. The tone for my real life and where I'm building it to is peace, and there's a lot of negativity and drama right now with the show. And I think that's the reason, like you said, that, all the way from Carlos on up, there's conversations. I've been saying this all day. I think there are conversations that will be had before going into a new season, because the direction where it is now versus where it started is so far removed from the original concept. And so, if you want to get something back on track, you got to have those tough conversations and we lay it all out.
And I really do think they need a cast shakeup. I think that they should add Miss Van to the cast. What do you guys think of that? I think that Destiny can go. I've kind of seen enough of her. I think we need like a couple of new couples. I'm over Lewis and Tiffany. I'm just don't care about them. I'm not invested in them. I guess she didn't got pregnant. Congratulations to them. But I'm not interested in following that story. Dr. Francis told Tiffany to do her damn work. I think she has some codependency issues, from her being abandoned and never wanting to be by herself. Like, her getting pregnant with that baby was for all the wrong reasons, right? And like, I'm not interested in seeing somebody on a reality show that's not interested in doing their work, but got all these opinions about everybody else. Tiffany was cool at first, you guys, for, some of the little stuff she would say about Marceau and Tisha and their marriage. And then after that, honey, she got played out real quick. Her and Big Lou. I just don't even look at them the same.
Oh, yeah. Have to lay it all out. But for me personally, how I'm moving in my life is filled with peace. Oh, God is blessing me, prosperity. I'm doing well over here on this end.
And I love it. We see it. Like, you're flourishing in your business. Your kiddos look amazing, and you can tell the vibe is also just changed in the people around you. She literally has been interviewing all day, so I don't want to hold you off. I want to do rapid fire questions with you to wrap it up.
Okay, let me see what game y'all be having these games. Come on, let's go. Y'all be ready. Let's go.
So this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 questions, rapid fire questions, and it's like fill in the blank. Okay, so finding a sense of balance in my life looks like ...
Oh, and I got to fill in the blank. I don't believe in balance.
You don't believe in balance?
Nope. That was easy.
Wait, can you say a little bit more?
No, yeah, so I don't believe in balance. So I talked about that earlier today too. So when I first started doing motivational speaking, I used to talk a lot about balance and emotional, spiritual, and mental balance and physical being balanced. And then one day I was up speaking and it hit me, and I literally had an aha moment, and it was like, hold on, why do I to these people? Because ain't no such girl, it ain't no balance, right? And so then I had to go within and say, okay, what am I doing then? Because nothing gets exactly the same percentage of effort, of time, of any of that, right? Of finances, nothing gets the same thing, right? So I said, you know what I'm doing? I be prioritizing like a mother. Like, whatever need to get done right now, that's what I'm focused on.
That's right.
And if it ain't something today, if it's tomorrow, the next day, it's probably going to get focused on that day. So I prioritize. I don't do balance. So that was the easy one.
That is great advice. And I so agree, with that, because it's just so true. Can't give everything the same amount of money, attention. It's all about what's the priority for today and just living, life, a day at a time. Love it.
Oh, I love that. Because we are sold on balance, right? Like,
we are so sold on it. Girl, ain't nobody out here balanced. Ain't nobody balanced.
I love it. All right, moving on to the next one. The one lesson you feel that helped you throughout your TV career has been what?
Be honest.
There you are.
Yeah. Be honest.
What do you want to leave your kids with that you didn't have growing up?
I would say financial freedom, generational wealth, So, for me growing up, even though, fortunately, like I said, I was definitely, I always, I worked a lot too, but I definitely have very humble beginnings. You know what I'm saying? I do. And so, for my children, they won't have to start there.
That's such a gift. It really is. Your mom, when I interviewed Miss Vanessa, she was telling me you come from entrepreneurs, like long line of entrepreneurs.
Yeah, so my grandfather, my uncles, all of them were farmers. And so, had their own farms and all. I'm from the country, so like one red light, so everybody knew everybody, but it was still very humble beginnings. Very humble beginnings. And I'm glad that my children won't have to start there. So
I know that's what legacy is. Where was I? Oh, what is something that people often get wrong about you?
Well, I would say this. About 2 or 3 people up on the stage at the reunion said I got a dark soul. I was told I have a black heart.
Who said that? Oh, shit. Hold up, honey. Let Miss Robinson look. Miss Robinson got to pause that. From what it sounds like, you guys, it sounds like that was Tisha or that damn Destiny, and probably that crazy ass Martell. What do you guys think? Why is somebody saying stuff like that? Like, what's so damn dark about Melody? And I get, everybody don't like everything that Melody does, but why, like, what's tea? Like, why would you need to say all of that? Child, if it look like a hater and sound like a hater, honey, it's probably a hater. How you doing?
Yeah. So I think that because I have a no nonsense kind of tolerance, or whatever, I think it comes off sometimes where people just feel like I don't care about nothing. I do care about things. I just don't care about your bullshit.
Period.
But I do care about things. So yeah.
Do you think people say that because maybe the person that they met when they met you versus like now setting boundaries, knowing how you want to move, they're not like it?
Absolutely. I mean, that's all it could be.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I thought it was funny though. I was like, oh, I said, well, shit.
Did you do your smirk? The smirk that you do?
Well, you already know I'm always smirking about something. My face always tells it all. But I just really felt like if I am all of those things, those negative things, you just literally say I have a black heart.
Yeah, that's
as if I got a black heart and a dark soul. Then you should be thanking God that I'm no longer in your life, right?
That's right.
You want to talk about me, think about me, or nothing, because I'm that bad.
That's right.
So it's laughable to me. Like, okay.
Like, next question. Oh,
right.
Yeah, that's deep. That's deep.
Yeah.
If you can create a law everyone in the world has to follow, what would that be?
Ooh. A law that everyone be honest, tell the truth at all times.
I love it. Can you imagine the world being so honest walking around?
I think it would be amazing.
Oh, Lordy. Last question. What is the biggest lesson you have learned in the last 6 months?
Oh, 6 months. Okay, let me go back. So you're talking about what's that, like July, August? The biggest lesson. I would say, hold on, because I want to give you the real.
While she thinks, can y'all follow me, please, so I can go to the stage? Thank you.
The biggest lesson that I've learned, don't put anything past anybody.
Oh.
Yeah, don't put anything past anybody.
So has your trust changed? Did you give trust easily before?
I did.
Okay.
I did. I did. One of my friends, we've been friends for like 14 years, and she's always said to me, Melody, see, when you see people, you just see the good in people. And then later you find out stuff. Me, I side-eye people from the beginning. And she used to say that all the time. And we would, like you laugh, and we would laugh about it, whatever. But now at 36, right, I see it. I see exactly what she was talking about. So, that's been a lesson that I definitely had to learn.
Ooh. That means you have to manage your expectations. It's like there's no set of expectations that you have.
Yeah, and I'm even more so now particular about the people who are in my life, who get to be in my presence, who get to be in my space, who get to consume my energy. I'm very particular about that now. Whereas I used to be just a hey, that's how I used to be. There was no stranger. There was my doors were always open. We were always hosting events and having things at our home, so I was very welcoming, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm more guarded.
So how do you vet people? And that's the last question. This is really the last And I imagine a lot of people have wants and needs from you because of what your name can open up. So how do you vet people when you're bringing them to your life?
Absolutely. So I'm gonna tell you, and it's still a work in progress, but I've come a very long way. I follow my spirit. I slow down, whereas usually I'm quick to be, hey, come on.
Mm-hmm.
Now I step back and I wait until my spirit gives me whatever I need to know and see.
Mm-hmm.
And I move forward from there. So if I feel a calmness, if I feel a sense of someone being genuine, someone being pure-hearted, then I move forward. If I don't feel that, then I just don't. And I don't care about people's feelings regarding it. I don't care. You know, it doesn't matter. This goes back to putting self first, putting peace first, and putting my safe space that I've created for me and my children first.
I agree. That's beautiful. And it comes from experience and wisdom. And it can only go up from here. Because
absolutely,
you have honored your lessons. Hi, Winter. Winter is here from Love and Marriage, DC.
Oh,
shout out to Winter.
You have a movie coming out, and then you just wrapped up a movie. Is there
Come on, Melody. Got a movie coming out, girl.
anything you can tell us about one that's coming out in January, I believe, and then
All House comes out in January. We literally just finished wrapping Marriage Mansion, so I don't know the date that it will be out yet, but make sure y'all stay tuned because y'all know.
Can you talk about your movie husband?
Yeah,
The Marriage Mansion. He's such Hassan, right? If I'm not mistaken, he's such a legend.
Yeah.
And being like, how has it been for you, like, to be now you're acting and working with legends?
It was great being on set. Yeah, my movie husband, we was kicking it. We was cool. But to be real with you, everybody on the set, all of us were so cool. It was great. And I felt really blessed to even be in their presence and to be working with them because they have long resumes, you know.
Yeah.
One of my homegirls now, she was on Saints and Sinners, so Claudia was a part of it. So just everybody with long lengths resumes of acting experience, and for me to be in that space with them, I'm just thankful. It was really cool.
All right, you guys, we're gonna go ahead and end the video right there. Get down in the comments, let me know what you thought about this here video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I am your girl, brand new, and I will check you guys out in the next video.